Yeah, it's definitely summer. Okay, so here you can see the main entrance to the living room that's currently being worked on, that the contractors have boarded up with some plywood just to protect the house from outside elements, like rain, for example. They did the same thing to this window, except the rain is currently coming through, and it's coming in hot. I noticed it was leaking pretty badly a moment ago, so I quickly put some paper towel down, but this is not gonna hold for very long. Fortunately, the contractors literally just got here. I notified them of the issue, and they're gonna put some plastic on the outside of the house to cover up this area so we don't get any more leaking. So far, today is going great.
So I just want to make sure we're on the same page with the product messaging, since you'll be taking over while Kyle's out of town on another vacation.
No problem. I make it good for you, Joshy Poo.
Right. So at first glance, the Ion Plus seems like your typical power supply, but in fact,
I know. It has a 0 RPM fan. I thought Kyle was the only one with 0 fan.
Technically, that means it runs quiet, but you're not wrong though.
Ultra flex cable for easy routing. That's no good. Cables need to be stiff like a dictator regime.
Please do not say that in the video.
Japanese capacitor? How much they charge you? I get you Chinese capacitor, half prime.
That would definitely cheapen the product.
Exactly. Glad we on the same page now. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Dictator regime.
Fractal Design delivers with the Ion Plus power supply. Click on the link below to learn more.
So I guess now would be a good time to give you a quick update on our boy cat. This is Riot. You can see he's wearing the cone of shame right now. It all started about 2 weeks ago when he came home one night with a limp on his leg and he was all kind of beat up and dirty. So we took him to the animal ER, they did some x-rays and fortunately found 0 fractures. So they chalked it up to a soft tissue injury and they said within a week or 2 he should be back to normal. Well, fast forward about a week, everything took a turn when we started noticing that he was in even more pain and there was blood dripping from his injured leg. So we were really confused as to why there was blood 1 week after the initial injury. So this time we brought him into a different vet and they found a huge abscess on his leg. Plus there was a bunch of dead flesh that had formed around it that they needed to cut away first in order to drain the abscess. What they think happened is that initial wound was caused by another cat, perhaps a raccoon, biting him, leaving some sort of puncture wound in his leg. Since cats heal really fast, the wound started closing up just fine, but it inevitably got infected. So it started opening back up to reject the bacteria, and that's when the abscess formed and all the other dead flesh around it. So after that little operation, like I said, they cut away a bunch of dead flesh. It left this gaping hole in his leg, which they did not bandage whatsoever. It's just, you could see like all the fat tissue underneath his skin. And he's pretty much been walking around and chilling around the house like that ever since for the last week or so. But the good news is that the wound is healing properly and it should be fully closed within 2 weeks or so. And at that point, he should be back to normal. So it's just been a really rough last month for him because he's not used to this sort of thing. This is his first major injury, and I don't think he's ever worn the cone of shame before. He's still not quite used to it, but he's hanging in there, aren't you, buddy? You hungry? You hungry, buddy? Here, have some food. Eat. You can see I have to tilt the bowl so he can eat, otherwise the cone will run into the bowl and he won't be able to reach his food. You're so pathetic, huh? You're like an old lady in a kitty's body. Slurp, slurp, slurp. At least your tongue still works. Look at that thing go. Are you full? Wow, you didn't eat much. Should we get mommy some breakfast now? Wait, you're not wearing a cone. What am I doing? Take this. In other news, my buddy Justin, who I built a system for recently inside of that white Meshify C with a 3900X and a GTX 1070 Ti, is on his way right now to come pick up his build. He has no idea that I upgraded his NHD15 knocked to a cooler with the Chromax accessories, so I think he might be a little surprised when he sees it. Let's see what he thinks. So I already have the system. It's actually powered on, just so you can see that it is working. So I actually installed Chromax, some Chromax accessories.
That looks so sick.
Yeah, it's for the D15.
Thank you. What
yeah, no worries. Yeah, so I thought I couldn't just like let you part with the system looking like a classic, like an OG knocked to a cooler.
Yeah.
So still the exact same performance, but just a little bit more tricked out.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
that
for
looks
sure.
so good.
Where are we going? Why are we driving this way? Why are we going into downtown?
We're getting...
Oh, shut up, Google. Shut up.
We're getting Italian food.
You can get Italian food like down the street from our house.
Yeah, but this is like a special Italian
Oh,
restaurant.
it's special.
It's vegan.
The whole thing, the whole menu's vegan?
Yes.
Wow. Do they have meatballs balls. What do they call the meatballs? Do they call them meatless balls? Plant balls. See, it doesn't have the same ring to it. Plants don't even have balls. I do like me a spicy meatball. Well, this Italian place better be good or I'm getting a bucket of shrimp right after. Hey, do you think if we turn on Norton, the car will run slower? Here we are. Biwtit. Let's go. Cheers. It's afternoon, so we can drink wine. This Chianti is delicious. Don't you love this Chianti?
You're saying that way too loud, you're embarrassing me.
Okay, we got plant balls, meatless plant balls right here. And then over here we've got some phony ricotta with, I hope the bread's real. The bread's real, right?
It's amazing.
And now it's time for the ball test. Step 1, insert ball into mouth. Step 2, chew ball. I had a feeling you were gonna say that. So here we have some lasagna. And then this is some Alfredo. Devour.
You'll enjoy that.
It gets better as you chew. It's evolving in my mouth. Oh, final form. Okay, here we go. It's really good. Oh my, oh, that looks really nasty. A little splatter at the end. That is no longer appetizing. I'm sorry. Who am I kidding? I'm still eating it.
I'm tired now.
You're tired.
I had 2 glasses of wine.
But you also had a scoop of ice cream with a bunch of espresso dumped on top of it.
Didn't help.
Didn't help. Get in your cage, buddy. You stink.
Smells like fish sticks.
The boy is going to the vet because they could squeeze him in for a quick bathing appointment. Well, they're not gonna bathe him, but they're gonna clean his wound because it stinks really bad. Oh, really bad. He smells, I've been calling him roadkill all week. We need you clean because you're stinky as hell. Boy, you smell like...
It's because he literally just peed all over me.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Is it on you? It's on you and stuff?
On me.
Oh. More importantly though, is it on the car?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Hey, at least you don't have cat piss all over your legs.
I'd rather have it on my legs than on my car. Ugh. Boy, you smell like a corpse covered in Swiss cheese. You smell like a durian's armpit. You smell like a pair of old socks in a fish market. You smell like a fermented butthole. You smell like a senior home with a strip club in the back. You're free! Welcome home! Yes, you're in a bathtub right now because your carrier still has pee all over it. Run for it, boy, run! Break free! Why are you walking like a snake? What'd they do to your butt? Okay, I guess now would be a good time to give you guys an update on the house as well. So as you can see, we're doing serious reconstruction here. The renovation is underway. It's been going on for about 2 weeks now. There's probably around 6 weeks left to go. It's a huge undertaking. We have destroyed pretty much the entire living room that was at the back of the house. And now we're in the process of rebuilding it from the ground up. Primarily this wall right here, this is the north facing wall, and then the west wall right here, which you can see they've already started placing up beams. They actually put this up just today. They're moving very fast. Now, if you guys remember, there was a sliding glass door right in the middle of this wall. It was actually fairly large, but we've since taken that out and we're gonna replace it with a brand new door that still opens from the center. However, it's gonna be much wider. The cutout that you see here is roughly the size of the entire door, so it spans a good majority of the wall. We're doing something similar for this wall right here. Let me get on the other side of the house here. If I turn around, there's wifey. Hi, wifey. So this is the longer wall that spans about 26 feet. And we're gonna be placing another sliding glass door there as well, and that's also going to take up a vast majority of that wall. So pretty much these two walls are gonna be almost entirely glass. We're also gonna have a large cutout window, probably somewhere on this wall. TV's gonna go here. We've decided on south wall for the TV, and that's of course the entrance to the dining room and the rest of the house. There's the kitchen window right there. Also, I'm not sure how much you guys remember about our living room, but we used to have a smaller sliding glass door right here that we've since removed so that we can make way for the large sliding glass door that we're putting in. And in case you were curious, we are not keeping this weird step that, you know, goes down from the dining room and then back up to the rest of the living room. We're actually gonna be pouring cement in this whole gap to make the entire house completely flush. So there will not be any sort of step or loft effect. Now, one last thing I wanted to say here is something that I mentioned in a previous video, but that was kind of baked into like a benchmarking video. So in case you guys didn't hear it or catch it, we are planning to ditch the pitch ceiling that was here originally. A lot of people are gonna complain and say, you should be ashamed of yourself. That was such a beautiful ceiling. No, we're gonna make it flat. We don't care. The main reason being is because we wanna run AC in here, so we're gonna have to have a duct. If we did that pitch ceiling, we would have a rectangular, kind of squarish duct all along the center column of that ceiling, and it would completely ruin the look. We've looked at pictures on Google Images, and we just don't like the way it looks. So we're gonna sacrifice that style of ceiling for some AC, and I think that's a fair trade in my book. We are gonna elevate that ceiling, however, about 5 inches higher than the rest of the home. So we are gonna preserve a bit of headspace there. So that's a quick little update on the house so far, guys. We've done a lot already, but there's still a whole lot that needs to be done. Like I said, this is gonna be a 7 to 8 week project. I'll continue updating you guys as more progress is made, but so far, whoop, things are looking good. Guess who received their end table? We did! It finally arrived. We ordered it like weeks ago. Little end table, it's gonna go right here by the entryway, so we can put our keys and crap there and make it look a little bit less blank. I say we set this up right later because I'm really sweaty right now from being outside and stuff. Why don't we get a foot massage? Because, yeah, my dogs are barking. Do you know of a good massage place?
I can look one up.
Okay, you know what they say about foot massages? They're good for the soul. I'm really glad we're getting a foot massage. I think it's really gonna heal my body. Hey, it's okay that I parked on the street, right? They don't tow here, do they? If they manage to get all the knots out of me, it'll be a real feat. Well, my feet are happy. Are your feet happy?
My feet are happy.
My stomach's sad again, though.
Yeah, I need more food.
You know what we haven't had in a while? We haven't had a good Indian food in a long time. You know I like the Punjabi cuisine. I know this isn't exactly chips and salsa, but I think they copied Mexico. Hold on a minute. This is just tempura. The Japanese won't be happy about this. What is this, garlic bread? That's totally Italy. Okra? Is this okra?
Yeah.
Isn't that Texas food? This is basically just baby food. I know I'm being silly right now, but all this food is actually extremely good. Wifey approved?
It's really good.
Half this vlog is just you eating. It's awesome. Go, honey, go! Entryway table complete. Yay, it looks really good. Definitely fills up the space nicely. It's the perfect size. Looks really good too. We did run into a complication, however, trying to mount the brand new mirror that we got to go along with the table that's supposed to mount right above it. So the table needs to stay there because that's the exact center point between this little entryway here. That's where the piece of tape is. So that's gonna be the center of the mirror. And then we have these two mounting holes. The mirror has one mounting hole here and one over here, left and right. And we measured that out. It has to be exact, of course. And the right hole is right about here, just to the right of this stud. And the other hole is right here, which is smack in the middle between those two studs. And that's a problem because this wall is not simply drywall. It's super hollow wood. It's a really thin sheet of wood. If the studs lined up, it'd be no problem, but this is super thin and it's definitely not gonna hold the weight of that, what, 35, 40 pound mirror. It's really heavy. We probably should have looked into this before. The rest of the house is perfectly fine. Has really nice, thick, perfectly proper drywall. This is the only wall in the house that doesn't. And we completely overlooked the fact that we might not be able to hang something so heavy onto it. I think the only solution here, and we obviously can't take care of this tonight, but would be to drywall this entire wall, which means we'd have to rip out what's there right now and then replaster it and all that so we could hang this stupid mirror. I'm sorry, honey. We tried. So we're gonna have to revisit this at another time, guys. This is yet another project thrown into the laundry list of house projects that we have piling up by the day. That's gonna do it for the vlog. It was a really long day filled with lots of stuff, and I'm tired, so I'm gonna go to bed. The bathroom is all yours, honey. I'm done with it, by the way.
Going in there. I can smell your stench from here.
I can't help it. What was the Indian food?
You smell just as bad as the boy. The only difference is you didn't pee on me.
Yet.